For years, athletes of all ages and of all nationalities have been qualifying for the Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. Today brings them to the financial capital of Germany, Frankfurt, and the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany. It's 5:30 in the morning as the athletes start arriving at the Langener Waldsee, the site of the swim competition 12 miles south of the city of Frankfurt, for what the German athletes call das longest Tag, the longest day. And it truly is. After completing the 2.4-mile swim, the competitors mount their bikes and ride 112 miles, which includes 2 loops around Frankfurt, passing through areas named the Hell, the Beast, and Heartbreak Hill. They end the bike on the north bank of the Main River and then proceed to run 26.2 miles to the finish line, where they'll complete their day in front of over 20,000 screaming spectators. For some, it will take a little over 8 hours, for others, 17. The men's elite professional field here is the finest ever assembled outside of Kona, with 7 of the top 10 men in the world competing. Peter Reid of Canada, 3-time Ironman world champion. American Tim de Boom, 2-time world champion. Thomas Hellriegel, the only German to have won the world championship. He did so in 1997. New Zealander Cameron Brown, 4-time Ironman New Zealand champion. Germany's Katja Schumacher, the first women's champion here in Frankfurt. Also from Germany, Nina Kraft, the defending women's champion. And Stefan Holzner, the men's defending champion here in Frankfurt. The water temperature this morning is 74 degrees and wetsuits will be worn. This morning, over 2,000 plus competitors entered the Langener Waldsee and are ready to begin das longest Tag. With the crack of the starter's pistol, they are off. 2,275 men and women from 10 different countries competing for 121 slots for the World Championships in Hawaii in October, mostly reserved for the age groupers and a handful of pros. As the field starts to spread out, Germany's Jan Siebersen takes the lead. He is pursued by Hayden Woolley of New Zealand, a short course turned Ironman, looking to stay with Siebersen on the swim. Siebersen and Woolley are pulling away from the first chase group, which happens to contain all the main contenders happy to sit where they are. Siebersen entered the sport as a pure swimmer and now finds himself a very decent triathlete, able to ride his bike and run very well. With his power, Siebersen is now pulling away from Woolley. The Kiwi is really struggling to hold the feet of the German. The first chase group is being led by age grouper Arne Frank in the blue swim cap, also of Germany. Arne is having a solid swim and swimming through the pros. Must be giving him extra motivation today. Close behind, another chase group that contains Nina Kraft in the multicoloured cap, Hellriegel in green, Jürgen Zach in dark blue, Peter Reid in light yellow, Tim de Boom in silver, and Cameron Brown in the traditional New Zealand black. Bringing you back to the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany. Here at the Langener Waldsee, the leaders are onto the second lap, while more than 2,000 age groupers are streaming out of the water, completing their first. As he has since the gun was fired this morning, Jan Siebersen is in the lead, increasing his distance over second place Hayden Woolley, third place Arne Frank, and the rest of the field. The first large group, almost 7 minutes back, contains three-time world champion Peter Reid, two-time world champion Tim de Boom, three-time Ironman Europe champion Jürgen Zak, as well as Thomas Hellriegel, Stefan Holzner, Cameron Brown and Nina Kraft. The washing machine is on spin cycle now as the athletes thrash their way through the swim course. However, this juggernaut of champions is not phasing leader Jan Siebersen. He just keeps adding to his lead. Siebersen's rating has not changed since the start, and he now must be thinking about the record. Following the red balloon on the right of screen, Siebersen now swings wide to pass slower swimmers, still on their first lap. Almost 250 metres behind, following the red kayak, is in second place Hayden Woolley of New Zealand. Siebersen is up and out of the water with a swim time of 42 minutes and 17 seconds and a new swim course record. Now it's up the ramp on his way to the swim to bike transition area and off on the rest of his journey of 112 miles on the bike and then a 26.2 marathon run. Next out is Hayden Woolley, 2 minutes and 32 seconds behind Siebersen. Woolley a little bit tougher on the swim today. Has a long day ahead. Siebersen has completed a speedy transition and is now heading out towards Frankfurt and the first 12 miles of the bike. The elite chase group with Hellriegel in dark green, Nina Fischer in pink, Tim de Boom, Peter Reid, Jürgen Zak and Nina Kraft are still in the water over 7.5 minutes back. Third out is number 739, Arne Frank, an age grouper from Germany, over 5 minutes behind. Hayden Woolley completes transition and gets ready for his day on the bike. Woolley taking some time in transition and anticipating the long day ahead. As Woolley leaves, all the favourites arrive. The train is about to leave the station. All aboard! This group contains Zak, de Boom, Reid, Hellriegel, Nina Kraft, Nina Fischer in pink. Followed by Stefan Liebertro and Cameron Brown bringing up the rear. As Uwe Widman strips his wetsuit, Tim de Boom arrives right across from Peter Reid. Widman slips out of transition with the quickest change of the day. And on they come, all ready for their longest day. Nina Kraft, better known as Nina the Machiner, now heads out as the first woman on the bike. Nina Fischer departs in second place for the women. She is right behind Stefan Holzner and just ahead of Cameron Brown. Katja Schumacher, the winner of the inaugural Ironman Germany in 2002, is third woman out. The standings in the men's race after the swim are first out of the water, Jan Siebersen with a new course record from Germany, 42 minutes and 17 seconds. In second, Hayden Woolley from New Zealand in 44.49. In third, age grouper Arne Frank of Germany, 47 and 25, followed by Uwe Widman in fourth and Tim de Boom in fifth. And in the women's race, first place overall was Nina Kraft, 48.35. In second, Nina Fischer, 48.36, just 1 second behind. Third was Katja Schumacher, 53.44, and Imke Schirsch and Inga Lohl, all from Germany, rounding out the top five. In fourth is Jürgen Zach, one of the best cyclists and one of the most feared in triathlon, also from Germany. Next comes Tim de Boom here, passing Stefan Liebertro for fifth place. Then it's Stefan Holzner, last year's winner, also going past Liebertro. Holzner then moves past de Boom for fifth. Remember though, this is very early and everyone is just settling into their own pace while keeping an eye on everyone else too. Three-time world champion Peter Reid of Canada is a little further back in 8th place and pedalling with urgency to find the right cadence. Peter is followed by Cameron Brown of New Zealand. Cameron has had a second and a third at the World Championship in Hawaii over the last 2 years. Then it's Thomas Hellriegel, another one of the strong German cyclists. Thomas won the World Championship in 1997. Back up to the front where leader Jan Siebersen is enjoying a 6-minute lead that he established in a spectacular performance in the swim. In the women's race, Nina Kraft came out of the water 1 second ahead of Nina Fischer, but has increased that to almost 2.5 minutes in only 22 miles. Nina's day has started with a Guten Tag, and now it's a Auf Wiedersehen to the women. She has certainly found the fast lane of the Autobahn, and her speed is now off the dial. Fischer, just 1 second behind Kraft out of the swim, is finding her groove, but things just seem to be all uphill. The strong swimmer needs to find another gear to challenge Kraft. Now on the cobblestones, leader Jan Siebersen knows he has to keep the pace up as he's being chased by the foremost cyclists and runners in all triathlon. And one of the greatest cyclists, countryman Jürgen Zach has closed Severson's lead down to 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Right behind Zach is the best of the best in triathlon, Reed, Liebertro, De Boom, Hellriegel and Dietz. With Uwe Widman and Cameron Brown bringing up the rear of the train. Ahead of Brown is Ronnie Dietz and Hell on Wheels, Thomas Hellriegel pushing a very large gear. Then it's Stefan Liebertrail right behind Jürgen Zach. As Zach seems to be cruising through the warm German countryside, he is attacked by Liebertrail. Liebertrail up on the pedals is beginning a move, first passing Zach. Then De Boom. And on past Stefan Holzner, last year's champion. And finally past Peter Reed, a three-time world champion, in his own pursuit of leader Jan Severson. Is Liebertrail making a statement? Hey guys, there's a new gun in town. Or is he paying his dues to the powerful German cycling machine? Time will tell. Women's leader Nina Kraft is having it all her own way. She has now increased her lead to over 4 minutes on second place, Nina Fischer. A perfect day for an Ironman as the competitors move their way through the German countryside. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Jan Severson of Germany still has the lead he has held since the beginning of the swim about 3 hours ago. He has been pursued all day by one of the most competitive fields outside of Hawaii, with the likes of fellow German Jürgen Zach, seen here passing Tim De Boom of the United States. Then he gets by Stefan Liebertrail on his way to chasing down Thomas Hellriegel, one of the most formidable cyclists in all of triathlon. Here it's Stefan Holzner making his move, getting past Peter Reed of Canada. Now Hellriegel takes his turn trying to run down Zach, who has cut Severson's lead down to just under 4.5 minutes. Second place woman Nina Fischer is struggling on one of the many climbs on the tough two-loop course. But for every climb there's a descent, and leader Nina Fischer is attacking the descents like she has been chased by a pack of hungry wolves. Jürgen Zach looks for help from behind but just shakes his head, obviously displeased with what he sees. Now he has to forge on alone, setting his own pace to reel in leader Jan Severson. Sensing Zach's displeasure with the chase group, Hellriegel moves up to help establish the pace to hunt down Severson. Men's leader Jan Siversen still holding on and looking pretty good, but he has to be feeling the pressure from behind, and the likes of Jürgen Zak, Stefan Holzner and Thomas Hellriegel moving within 3:25. Now it's Holzner taking the lead in the chase, cutting into Siversen's lead. Holzner has definitely raised the pace, forcing everyone to react, but it appears only Hellriegel and Zak can answer. The sudden increase in speed by Holzner was answered by Zak and Hellriegel, but not by the top three runners in the sport, in Reeb, De Boom and Brown, who are now forced to take up a chase of their own. The question now is, can they keep this pace up? And if so, will it catch up to them on the run? Nina Kraft heads through the aid station, taking on a little bit of liquid, knowing that her caloric source has to be very high, so she doesn't want to miss out on any of these drinks. Second place Nina Fischer is still losing time to the flying Kraft. It appears that she will just have to hope that Kraft runs out of steam. Thomas Hellriegel is in fourth, but only 2.5 minutes behind Siversen. And moving in on Zak in third place. And Stefan Holzner, who is in second, 2:32 behind the leader. Now it's Nina Kraft's time to face a climb, and she does it as if there's nothing to it. For Nina Fischer, it appears that every part of her course is uphill, and she's labouring over the bike, trying to get every ounce of energy into it. In Ironman, drafting is illegal and carries a heavy penalty. The riders seen here must maintain a gap of 10 metres unless they are making a pass. While making the pass, they have 15 seconds to complete it. Siversen is showing signs of fatigue as he stretches out and loosens up and tries to bring more energy to his body. Their ages range from 18 to 80. Their occupations range from housewife and mother to doctor and corporate CEO. However, one thing they all have in common is a drive and determination to reach their goal at that finish line on Ali'i Drive in Kona. Nina Kraft will be there. In 2002, she was second, and in 2003, third. In 2004, she wants to be at the top of the podium. Second place Nina Fischer has now fallen off the pace even more, and she finds herself 10 minutes behind Kraft. Jürgen Zak and company have been chasing down Jan Siversen since they got on their bikes almost 2 hours ago. Now Zak's attack has paid off as he captures the lead from his countrymen and gets a well done salute for it. Stefan Holzner now starts the chase to reel in Zak. He has help with him in the form of Hellriegel, who appears to have shed the early morning race gear, and now the trio have a task of really separating themselves from the runners in Brown, Reed and De Boon. The trio of Zach, Holzner and Hellriegel have been playing cat and mouse with the field all day. Now the game has gotten very serious between the three of them. And Holzner slips by Zach as they approach the outskirts of Frankfurt. Number 100, Kai Huntertmark, is a unique story. Kai was a teammate of Lance Armstrong's when Lance raced for Motorola in the mid-90s. He then switched to Team Telecom. Last year, he decided to try Ironman, so he retired from cycling and entered Ironman Germany to try and qualify as an age grouper for Hawaii. If he qualifies, he will use that experience to come back next year and try and qualify as a pro. Right now, he has one of the fastest bike times on the course and is leaving a blazing trail off his rear wheel and passing women's leader, Kraft. Right now, Kai is competing with Hawaii's top pros like Peter Reed in 4th place, Tim de Boom in 5th, Stefan Liebertrau in 6th, and Cameron Brown in 7th. Holzner, Zach and Hellriegel are just ending their first loop in downtown Frankfurt. As they do, Holzner puts the hammer down and takes off, feeling that the other two Germans still remain a threat. Riding away from the chase group, he increases his lead with every pedal stroke. Going through areas with the names like The Beast, The Hell, Unerberg, Freiberg, Bad Weibel and Heartbreak Hill, Holzner has really opened up the pace and has left Zach and Hellriegel in his wake. Holzner now has to fuel up for the run and keep his emotions in place as he nears Frankfurt for the final time on the bike, and the crowds have swelled now to in excess of 50,000 around town. With crowds reminiscent of the Tour de France, the exuberant German fans line the streets of Bad Weibel as Stefan Holzner passes through for the last time. The crowds have been growing all day and now estimated to reach over 100,000 people. A light drizzle can be a double-edged sword. It cools you down, but a combination of rain and oily roads can be treacherous. Stefan Holzner has done it again, but will he pay the consequences? Last year he led off the bike by over 10 minutes and barely beat Cameron Brown. This year he faces not only Brown, but a healthy Peter Reed and a dominant runner in Tim de Boom. Stefan Holzner gets off the bike with a time of 4 hours, 28 minutes and 54 seconds. And now heads through the transition towards the 26.2 mile marathon run. We'll be right back. Frankfurt and the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany. Brought to you by Hawaii, the islands of Aloha. Next into transition, in second and third place are the dynamic German duo of Jürgen Zach and Thomas Hellriegel, 8 minutes behind leader Stefan Holzner. Out of Zach and Hellriegel, it's the elder in Zach who looks the pressure and transitions quickly to lead Hellriegel out onto the run. With the financial buildings of Frankfurt in the background, Stefan Holzner runs across the Main River on his first of 3 laps. Holzner took the race to his rivals on the bike, knowing that this flat run course falls into his plan. Women's leader Nina Kraft approaches the outskirts of Frankfurt. Kraft has led from the get-go and now finds herself amongst the top men. She has extended her lead and the solid marathon will clinch another title. To the cheers of the fans, Nina Fischer is trying but can't get it together and is dropped to 11.5 minutes now behind Kraft. Zach is on the move. He has already cut into Holzner's lead by over a minute. Would the early pace hurt his chances, or will the strong German overcome his counterpart? Thomas Hellriegel, the only German to win Hawaii, has also gained time on Stefan, but is losing it to Zach. Holzner, known for his bike strength, will not have the race's fastest split here on the run, but needs to have a strong mind and will if he wants to hold up the sport's best runners. His short stride is efficient, but his shoulders are a little tight. The focus is certainly there as Holzner continues his quest of defending. Peter Reid, 5th off the bike, has fallen back to 6th, 12.5 minutes down to Holzner. And he doesn't look that great right now. The 3-time world champion Reid looks like he's struggling a bit in the early parts of the run. Cyclist-turned triathlete Kai Hundertmark is off his bike only 17 seconds behind Holzner's time. The men's standings after the bike are: in first place, Stefan Holzner from Germany, a great ride, 5 hours, 20 minutes and 8 seconds. Jürgen Zach was second from Germany, 5 hours, 28 minutes and 9 seconds. In third place, Thomas Hellriegel, 5 hours, 28 minutes and 12 seconds. And in fourth, Cameron Brown, and rounding out the top 5 from Canada, the 3-time champion Peter Reid. Women's leader Nina Kraft arrives to the cheers of her fellow Germans with a bike time of 5:05.11. Nina went on to the Canary Islands for a training stint and worked on her leg strength on the bike and a turnover for the run, and now she sees the results of the bike strength certainly coming into fruition. The leg speed is aimed at competing for the sport's top prize in Hawaii, but today is the test. After a strong bike, Kraft will have a work cut out. Second place, Nina Fischer, has dropped to 13 minutes now behind Kraft. Holzner is looking great. His aggression is present and his form is seamless at this point. Women's leader Lena Kraft leaves transition. She looks good, very controlled, and that turnover is very present. Nina is looking for a great day. Kai Huntertmark on the run. Now we will see how his legs hold up, as this is his first marathon ever. Back onto the River Mine. Holzner has slowed a little, leaving it open for his pursuers. Jürgen Zach, who ran the fastest marathon here last year, is still in second, but has closed on Holzner's lead, down to 5 minutes and 15 seconds. He now has the fastest split through this point.
Letztes Jahr hier der schnellste Apparatstrecke kommt jetzt mit einer der viele Verfügung stellen. Die letzten Meter Abseite
Now it's Reed and De Boom running together, 8.5 minutes behind Holzner, but there's no sight of Brown. Katja Schumacher has passed Nina Fischer and has moved into second place, 11 minutes down on Kraft. Schumacher runs out with the bike attire still, but she is striding out nicely. Nina the Machina here leads the women's race, and look at her form. It is absolutely brilliant. Her gait is right and her shoulders are relaxed. She looks at the watch as she presses on. Nina Fischer, now in third, finally hits the run course, and she's still grinding away. The women's standings after the bike are in first place with a great ride today, Nina Kraft, 5:56 and 12 seconds. In second place, Katja Schumacher, 6:06 on the dot, and third place, Nina Fischer at 6 hours and 10 minutes on the nose. Fourth place, Alana Wagner, and fifth place, Imke Schiersch, rounding out the top five. Brown is now in second with De Boom right alongside, only 4:30 down. They have caught Zach and have left Reed, who set the early cracking pace, but he was unable to sustain it and now finds himself working on plan B. Holzner has lost 8 minutes in 17 miles. This could be very close. Brown has dropped De Boom and is only 3:15 behind. Earlier this year, he made up over 18 minutes on the marathon. Can he do it again? Brown is one of a select group that can run under 2:50, but will it be enough? Holzner has set up his race today with a second lap bike split matched by no one, blitzing the field and creating a gap that would sew the race up with a consistent marathon. Brown, the four-time New Zealand champ, is used to running from behind. Nothing is different today, and the gap is now down to 2:25. Holzner leaves the banks of the Main River and heads towards the finish. Unless he collapses totally, the race is his. Cameron has given it his all. Holzner's lead is now down to under 2 minutes. Stefan Holzner enters the Römerplatz to the screams of 20,000 cheering fans. With only metres to run, the crowd erupts to their favourite son. The German had Canada, New Zealand and the USA throw their very best at him today, but he has held them off. Stefan Holzner is the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany champion. For the second straight year, Holzner takes the title to the deafening noise of the spectators here in the Römerplatz. Stefan's winning time, 8 hours, 16 minutes and 35 seconds. Holzner has made this race his focus. Unlike his competitors putting focus on Hawaii, Stefan will not compete there, but says that his pride belongs here in Germany, and it's evident that this consummate professional has done his job right. Next in, Cameron Brown from New Zealand. 2 years in a row he has finished second, and 2 years in a row he has overcome large deficits on the run, finishing just seconds behind Holzner. Cameron Brown, second place, 1 minute, 36 seconds behind Holzner. The diminutive Aucklander, Brown always gives 100%, but again, he was beaten by a better biker in Holzner. Tim de Boom came here to test himself after a DNF in Kona last year and has to be happy with a podium third place today. This will lift his confidence come October. Tim de Boom, third place, 2 minutes and 12 seconds behind Holzner. In fourth, Jürgen Zak, 6:14 behind. The fan favourite Zacatec keeps them happy as he finishes second German. Then Uwe Widman in fifth, 15:53 behind. He is ecstatic after finishing third German and is met by his fiancée for a celebratory dance. In sixth place, three-time world champion Peter Reid, 18:15 behind. Reid took the run out extremely fast as normal, but the pace from up front didn't falter and as a result took a toll on the Canadian. Then German favourite Thomas Hellriegel in seventh. The 1997 world champion hasn't found the same form since then and struggles into the line. The men's final standings in the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany are: first place Stefan Holzner from Germany, 8 hours 16 minutes and 35 seconds. In second, Cameron Brown, 1:36 behind. In third, Tim de Boom. In fourth, Jürgen Zak. And in fifth, Uwe Widman. Kraft sets up a race on the bike like Holzner and is still running at a record pace. Katja Schumacher, the crowd favourite, has stripped off the bike top as the heat is on here, but Schumacher struggles to challenge Kraft but continues in second place. Fischer today was a grinder. She followed Kraft on the swim and battled the hills on the bike and now continues to push herself on the run. For Nina Kraft, a breakthrough day. The extra training has now paid off with this dominating performance. Nina Kraft, the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany Women's Champion. Nina's winning time, 8 hours, 58 minutes and 37 seconds. For the first time, Kraft breaks the magical 9 hours. Second place Katja Schumacher is greeted by her loyal German fans as she approaches the Römerplatz. And a tough day for Fischer, still running with the masses. Katja Schumacher finishes second, 21 minutes and 51 seconds behind, but always sporting a smile. And the persevering Fischer will finish third. The women's final standings of the 2004 Opel Ironman Germany are: in first with a new record, Nina Kraft, 8 hours, 58 minutes and 30 seconds, followed by Katja Schumacher, Nina Fischer, Imke Schiersch and Inge Lohl, all from Germany. Today we had a successful defence by two German greats. The immense crowd lifted the athletes to new levels and the fun has just begun here in the Römerplatz in downtown Frankfurt. This is Greg Welch. Auf Wiedersehen, everyone.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.